So singer-songwriter Zoë Modiga captivated her audience once again with her highly anticipated album, Nomthandazo. The new offering released last month has themes of self-discovery, love and spirituality, wherein I had an opportunity to sit down with Zoë on the day of the release of that album and hear more about her new body of work. Bye, Lisa.
Hey,
Hello,
ID.
Lisa Modiga.
Dumela le kae?
Ke teng na lona le kae? Ke utlwile mo albumeng ya hao e ntjha hore le a mokete.
Re mokete o mong.
Le mokete o mong. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nomthandazo, it is out.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel elated, I'm relieved, I'm excited. I feel like this is going to be the soundtrack to people's inner worlds. And I could not be more honored to be in a position to have shared this music and to have collaborated with people that gave so much to it. But I let it go so that it has a life of its own that is unknown even to me.
Yeah. Tell us about the decision when it comes to the single, Ngelosi. My faith. And when we were at the listening session, I remember how when the song was playing out towards the end and the people who were there started singing along, and you're like, wow.
Yes.
We know the lyrics to the single.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about Ngelosi.
Ngelosi has such a beautiful story. In 2021, I was commissioned to write this song called Ngelosi. You know, it was supposed to take on the shape of a lullaby, and a beautiful collaborator of mine, Banda Banda, was also the producer of this new body of work, was like, no, we are holding up on the song. We are not releasing this. You know, let us unearth more of what is within the song and within the sonic experience, the soundscape, you know. So we held it off and finally it was time to release it, and it felt like there couldn't have been a better time. It is a song that speaks about our inner child, something that we all constantly walk with. It doesn't matter what mask you wear, we all kind of have to refer back into that space. So I think it's just beautiful for it to be out now.
Especially with Ngelosi, there is the Tula Tula, of course, that we all know of. Are you able to go back to that moment in your life as a child, listening to the Tula Tula?
Oh my goodness. When I think of a Tula Tula moment in my childhood, I think of the feeling of being mothered, the feeling of being nurtured, the feeling of safety, the feeling of being vulnerable, but trusting that I am protected, that I am taken care of. And I think now, being a person that's grown, I kind of relate that back to maybe a lot of wounds that come from that time. And I speak to that wound saying that I feel safe, I feel nurtured, I feel mothered, I feel connected to myself. And I really hope that this song continues to be a lullaby.
Was ugogo Nomthandazo that for you?
So ugogo Nomthandazo, my connection to her is that because there's this thing about her egg, right? They say that when I was in her body, basically. So ugogo, my mom was in ugogo before she was born, and I was in ugogo before my mother was born. So that is my immediate DNA connection to ugogo Nomthandazo. She was said to have been a prayerful mother. She was seen to have been such an important part of society, a matriarch in the family, someone that brought that warmth and that was spirited, and that also had a sense of humor and a sass about her, you know. And although I wasn't able to experience her in this life, I feel like a lot of her legacy carries through. I see it in my family. I see it in the conversations in my neighborhood, in Bali, where they're like, hey, yazi, umem. She was called umem because she was a teacher, you know. And I actually have a bell, her school teacher bell.
Really?
Yes. And I've been ringing it literally as a countdown to the release of the album. I've been ringing this bell like, hello, Nomti.
I hope that we'll get the bell. Is it in June? I hope that we get the bell in June.
It's coming.
It's coming. The bell is coming. The album's name is Nomthandazo, and you are also named after ugogo Nomthandazo, which then speaks to praying.
Yes.
So umama Nomthandazo.
Yes.
We are praying. But then there's also the reference to umgidi, for instance. And umgidi then speaks to abaphansi and so forth. We just spoken about inkunzemdag. How are you able to balance that particular conflict? Because some people would say that there's no way that, for instance, Christianity can coexist with somebody who believes in the ancestors.
Sure. Well, I think to pray is to truly be alive. And I think human beings in their search for wanting to have that meaning for themselves relate to their spirit world in different ways, and people believe in different things. And this album is not there to dictate. It's simply there to create a curiosity about those spaces and to allow us to engage freely and to be about it and to conjure up ideas and to seek our own understanding and our journeys in it. You know, but for me, life is praying. I think everyday mundane life is prayerful already, because we walk into the space in our every single day life, and we're constantly manifesting things just with our everyday actions, and that's what it is to me.
Yeah.
But I also do have a belief system that I believe in. With this work, I'm not trying to dictate any of that. I'm just acknowledging that I am of something and that I see the God in everyone, and hopefully they're able to seek the God that is higher than them, but mostly the God that is within them.
What's your prayer for South Africa?
Ooh, my prayer for South Africa would be a freedom that actually exists.
A freedom that actually exists.
That actually exists.
What does that mean?
I think to me that means that we're 30 years in our democracy. I'm 30 years old.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I am born free, personified.
Tinzalo, is this you?
It is I. I'm like the personification, or some of what the personification of democracy looks like. And I think there's been so many layered conversations in that space, some of which we need to really dig a lot deeper into. Some of it feels like a facade. Some of it feels like this front-facing thing that actually isn't as it seems. So I would like for South Africa to actually have the freedom that we so beautifully boast about.
Yeah. So during the listening session again, Banda speaks about meeting you in 2016. It's like, beautiful voice. But listen, can you write in isiZulu and sing and sing in isiZulu? Because when you listen to Yellow, for instance, a lot of the songs are written in English. And that particular transition from Yellow, Inganekwane, and now Nomthandazo. Tell us about your journey through all of those moments.
Oh my goodness. And I have to say, Banda really did liberate my expression. Because in the time that we met, I had already worked on Yellow the novel, and Inganekwane was a song, one of the only Zulu songs in the first album. Yeah? And he was like, hey, dig more into this. And I realized after that was brought out and unearthed from me that it was actually a point of insecurity. My language was a point of insecurity. Wow. So in being able to do an album, a second album that is predominantly in my mother tongue, was such an affirmation for me. It was such a taking up space moment for me, you know, and it's something that continues to be that. And I'm excited to explore not even just isiZulu with Nomthandazo. There's a little bit of that Tswana as an ode to the Modigas, you know, but I'm excited to really just explore, you know, the beauty of language and being able to tell our stories in that way, and to find the truth in that, because I feel like language carries lineage. Language is like a bloodline of its own. There's a lot of mysteries that we're able to unlock just simply by saying sawubona. Yeah. Sawubona is not just, hey, sawubona is like, I see you.
I see you.
So it's been a beautiful journey, and I'm excited to discover the undiscovered.
Yeah. Can you take us back to the moment that you discovered that I can actually sing?
Hey!
I can actually sing.
That's so funny. Well, when I think of that moment, I think of being in grade 4.
Okay.
I was going home, ekhaya, ePietermaritzburg, in Bale 1, and I would go to iskolo esisedrobheni, which was called St. Nicholas Diocesan School, an incredible school. And there, one day there was a teacher of ours that was just like, okay, you guys stay after assembly. We need everyone to sing happy birthday. Why are we singing happy birthday? Hey, happy birthday. And the next thing I know, I was chosen to be in the junior choir. And that translated into leading songs. Yes, tabanga. Can you imagine like a short Zoe busy saying happy birthday to? So that was us. And I think that was the beginning of me realizing that, hey, maybe there is something there.
Somebody else who's genuine, I think it's Tebe Makaku.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
The beloved Tebe.
I think I was actually thinking about it now when I was listening to the album Nomthandazo. So I need to we sing Gunomkiti,
yes.
Mukiti,
Hey,
and after Mukiti, Hunali Mukiti Omung.
Hey,
and then Tebe comes with Lobola.
Oh yes.
So it's just celebrations everywhere. Tell us about when you got that call.
Oh my goodness. I have to start by saying that Utebe Makoko is a visionary, is an incredible storyteller, and has been able to use fashion in such an impactful way, not even just to us here in South Africa and the continent, but globally. And to be a part of this campaign, Lobola Negotiations,
yes,
where he selected 18 incredible, monumental culture makers, such as your John Kanis, Nomzamombata, Boititulo, to name a few, to be in that list of people and to be recognized in that way, and being able to share in my personal love for fashion and celebrating the legacy that is Utebe Makoko it's honestly been one of the highlights of my year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you just think about it, like there's that little girl who was singing happy birthday and now she's in these spaces now.
Oh my goodness, that makes me very emotional.
Literally, now she's in the spaces because you're very influential, very impactful. And like I said the other day, that you're so gifted. Blessed is the day, honestly, that you were born. Your range is insane.
Thank you.
Your range is insane. And hold on to it. And may the people receive Nomthandazo.
Oh, yes!
With the intention that it is that you want us to receive it with. Well done.
Thank you so much.